AT&T.
Avec David Vasseur, il y a du monde face à lui. Oh, tout de suite la connexion avec le dunk. Loupé. Et McDaniels passé par là. Oh, Julius Randle sur la tête de Victor Wembanyama.
S'il vous plaît.
Oui. Halftime in Minnesota. And the Stars are showing out so far in Game 3. Wemby with a team-high 16, Ant with a team-high 19. Bonjour, I'm Taylor Rooks with Dirt, Steve, PG, and UD. And we knew that those stars would show up, guys, but players not named Wemby and Ant are shooting just 31% from the field, UD.
Yeah, the question is who is going to step up and fill that gap. And I look over at Minnesota and I see Julius Randle. He's getting a little bit more aggressive towards the end of this first half. But when you have that opportunity against Castle, I think you need to try to post that matchup and see what you can get out of that. And secondly, you have to work your offense. You guys are 8 for 23 in the first 10 seconds of the shot clock. You have to make that San Antonio defense move from side to side before you shoot the basketball, just to make sure you get the best shot possible.
Yeah, and for the Spurs, it's a welcome sign that De'Aaron Fox, hit his last 2 shots, struggled there to start, but he's so important for them. And it's outside of just scoring. He's sort of that calm hand for them. A young team, a lot of times composure is contagious, but, unfortunately so is panic. So when things start to go wrong, De'Aaron is the one that can steady the ship and get people going. We know what Wemby can do, but just seeing him get downhill is great. I mean, the Spurs were 10 for 33 outside of 4 feet in the first half, and that won't get it done. So good to see them be a little bit more aggressive, put more pressure on the rim.
Yeah, and I mean, to your point, Chris Finch said that they're at their best when he is in attack mode. I'm sorry, Mitch Johnson said they're at their best when he's in attack mode, that he has the strongest ripple effect on the team, that it shows with Stephon Castle, with Dylan Harper, and all of those. But Wemby continues to be a deterrent at the rim, Dirk.
Yeah, he's incredible. The way the game started, I thought San Antonio was heading for another blowout, like in Game 2. It was 11-1. The Wolves missed their first 12 shots. But here's the difference. Then Wemby went out, and this is what you're going to get. You get some stuff at the rim. The Wolves got their confidence up. Ant got going. And here's when Wemby is in. It's a completely different ballgame. He comes to everything. He changes all the shots. He's active. He's 16-9 at half, and he just changes the game when he's out there. But when they started the game 0 for 12, the Wolves did, and then when Wemby went out, they went 8 for the next 11 makes. So completely different game. Completely different game.
What would you do?
7'5" guy.
What would you do if you got in the paint with Wemby over on that?
Nothing. Curl back,
dribble through, dribble out. What would you do?
Cock to back, Nastro.
No, I mean, but for me, I'd like to see San Antonio a little more patience. They want to play fast. They had success playing fast in Game 2, but don't be in a hurry. Get to your actions, get to your next action. If they can run multiple actions, touch the paint, spray it out, have that little bit more patience, look at better quality shots, give Minnesota a little bit of you give them some grace, and you also give them an understanding. They're going against Wemby, and I know Gobert is an incredible defender as well, but it's not Wemby. A little more patience, you can get to the rim, get in the paint, spray it out, play blender where they're so good, and then you got Wemby cleaning everything up.
All right, time for Court Connection, presented by AT&T. This was the first play of the game. Devin Vassell lobbing it up to the aliens.
Why am I
Spurs
Conley?
and Timberwolves tied at
That's too
51.
good.
OG Conley like that.
The half, presented by AT&T,
Knock his head back.
continues after this. Got a huge night of Game 3s coming your way tonight on Prime. The Knicks and Sixers are up first. New York with a 2-0 lead. And in the nightcap, it's the Spurs and Timberwolves, all tied up at 1-1 as the series heads to Minnesota. So let's look back at how we got there. On Monday, Ant returned from his knee injury, made a big difference for Minnesota. Julius Randle, he scored a game-high 21, and Minnesota escaped with a 2-point win on the road in Game 1. Now, Game 2, different story for Stephon Castle and the Spurs. Castle had 21. Wemby put up 19 points and 15 boards. And the Spurs evened up the series with a 38-point win. Here's Chris Finch after.
Yeah, Biombo.
What do you say to your team after a tough loss like this, or do you let the stat sheet speak for itself?
No, I just told them we just got punked. Yeah, so.
I told the guys after the first game, like, the natural tendency for teams that steal the first game, the away team, they get blown out Game 2. So we can't come out cool, and we came out cool, and what happened? We got blew out. So, I mean, my mama used to tell me a hard head make a soft ass, and that's what happened tonight.
I mean, you said it, trying to keep the same approach, and we're going to watch film because, as Pop says, it's never when you win, you're never as good as you thought you were, and when you lose, you're never as bad.
It's terrible.
UD, loving that quote from Ant.
That's a little old school.
That's UDism right there.
Yeah, that's the old school. That's the 80s.
That's going in the quote book.
Yeah, I've been using that one for a while. He probably got that from me.
There you go. There you go.
He's speaking your language. I mean, great sound there. Good to hear Chris Finch say, listen, we got punked. These teams, someone trying to get the edge here and make it 2-1. What do they have to do that, Steve?
Well, they got to be great offensively. This Spurs defense is phenomenal. They get to go home. They get to play on their home floor, and hopefully that gives them some life, some juice, some organization. But they're just such a terrific defensive team. They've held them to 45 points in the first half of Game 1, only to be saved by their best quarter of the series. Minnesota scoring 35 were exceptional to steal Game 1. And then they only had 35 in the first half of Game 2. And once the game was a blowout, they had some better quarters. But when it really means something, they've only really had one good offensive quarter, and you got to attribute a lot of that to San Antonio. But this Minnesota team at home hopefully gets some juice, some life. Like we keep saying, are more organized, more paint touches, more decisive, and they can put together a good ball game tonight.
If you're Minnesota, you've established an identity. You found a style of play that works for you. You beat the paint up, you get downhill, you get in there, it's this bull in the china shop. And I understand you have the defensive player of the year, 12 blocks, but you still got 52-point paints. That last game, it was just lazy. There was no intent. You came out like an immature team that understood you had taken home court away. You need to get back to that. You cannot flick the switch on and off in the playoffs. You had an opportunity to go in and possibly get another game on the road. And also, if you're a coaching staff, you want to be able to go in the film room and take something away, even if you did lose. What can we take away? What worked? What didn't work? You can't take anything away from that film. You can't take anything away from that film. So that was literally a wasted game, and you learned nothing. Hopefully you can turn it back on tonight, but that's not how it works in the playoffs. So hopefully that immaturity does not catch up with Minnesota.
Yeah, and for me, the Spurs, I mean, they were excellent in transition. They're leading the playoffs in fast break points, 27 in the first, 29 in Game 2. So they are looking to push at every turn, and mostly after makes as well. I mean, we don't see this a lot, but here, I mean, just advancing the ball up the court, kind of a slow developing. Minnesota had guys back, but that pressure on a team over the course of 48 minutes is tough to guard. And here we see two dribbles, one from Fox, dunk. So for Minnesota, being able to stop that first attack, being able to not let that advance pass happen. And they're back home, like Steve said. This is their 3-0 at home in the playoffs. So hopefully they come out with a little bit of juice and, we'll see.
Yeah, I thought Minnesota looked like a team that was happy with the split. I think they're going to come out with a lot more energy, fired up, not more disposition, picking up and really playing with more urgency. But I looked at Wemby's offense from Game 1 to Game 2, how he's made that adjustment. He sat at the podium after Game 1, said, I wasted a lot of energy. And here we see some dribbling, spinning. It's just, I think he was forcing some stuff and really wanted to get going, missed a lot of threes. I think in Game 2, he was more intentional about his moves. Here's a quick spin right at the rim. And just less dribbling, more intentional move. Here he does a spin move without dribbling, which I've never seen before. And obviously he's right there at the rim to tip it in. So everything was going to the basket more, a little less threes. He still hasn't shot the three well. I think he's like 2 for 15 in this series. But, he's going to take good looks. But he's at his best when he drives, he spins, he's right at the rim and can tip his own miss in.
I do just want to call out that last season, the Timberwolves beat the Thunder by 42 points in Game 3 of the Western Conference Finals. So they should already know that one bad night doesn't define the series. They've been on the other side. Now it's just about, can they come out